Hey everyone, welcome to day one of Math 133. So my name is Joe Hopkins, and I'm going to be the instructor for Math 133. Elaine is on the call as well, and she is going to be the instructor for Math 033, which is the prerequisite. So Elaine had her class yesterday, but Elaine, you want to introduce yourself a little bit? I know a lot of these people already talked with you and met with you yesterday, but not everybody. So
Yeah, not
go ahead.
everybody. We had four people yesterday morning,
Mm.
which was great. But if you can't attend live, I post my videos in the Canvas course right under the day that I cover it. So yesterday went under Monday in the first week. So I love to have you live. You're able to ask questions that way. We'll be doing worksheets together and uploading them on every Sunday. If you're not live, please watch the videos. But I will hopefully see you tomorrow. But I'll be here Monday through Thursday too. I'm here alongside Joe. So good to see
Yeah.
you all.
Yeah. Um, okay, so before we jump into the course and everything, I'll give you a little bit more information about me. As I mentioned, my name is Joe Hopkins. You can call me Joe. So I got a degree in applied mathematics from Western Michigan University. I taught high school and I've taught college, but it's been a little while since I've taught. I've spent most of my time after college working in industry. So I worked with the NSA as an applied research mathematician for 4 years, and then out in Maryland. I worked with Quicken Loans, now called Rocket Mortgage, for 9 years as a data analyst. And right now, my job, this is not my full-time job, teaching is part-time. My full-time job, I work for a company that does reporting on uh, the SEC. So all the statistics stuff that we're going to be learning, I actually get to have used that for, 20 years now, working in industry. So, if you're ever like, why do I need to know this math? I can explain to you like real world situations where we actually use this math. So, um, I have a wife and three kids. And we have there's so many living things at my house. We have two dogs and three cats, and last I counted, we had 29 chickens. Um, so yeah. Um, when I'm not dealing with all of that, in my free time, I am a board game designer. I have actually a published game uh, that you can buy like on Amazon. I'll drop it here in the chat. You guys can go take a look at it. This is my game. It's called Endangered. It is a board game where you work together to save a species from extinction. So it's in Barnes and Noble, and so I actually used some of the probability and statistics from this class, making games. So yeah. So anyway, that's me. That's what I do for fun. So uh, and I will share my screen and we'll start talking about the actual course because you don't want to hear about me all day long. So
You're pretty interesting. I don't know.
thank you. Um, yeah, so did I actually share my screen? Can you guys see my screen or not? I don't think it.
Yes, we can. Yep. We
Oh,
got
you
your
can.
cards up
Good.
there.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is the Canvas course for Math 133. Your view when you go into Canvas might have everything blown up like this. If you hit this collapse all button up in the upper right, it'll collapse everything. We'll go through and we'll look at some important things in here. Uh, so this class is from 9:30 to 11 on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Um, or you can come to the class at 6:30 p.m. and it goes from 6:30 until 8. And you can come to either one on Tuesdays and Thursdays. You don't have to come to both. I'm going to be saying the same thing and probably saying the same jokes, so you don't have to come to both. And if you need to switch back and forth, that's fine. So if you want to come, Tuesday morning, you want to come at 9:30. And then Thursdays you want to come at 6:30 in the evening, that's fine. Okay, either way is fine. So you might be in Math 133 BCI 2, which is the evening class, or BCI 1, but I've combined everything into just this one Canvas course for everyone. So if your view shows BCI 1, you're like, oh, but I'm in BCI 2, it's fine. So for Elaine's class, so Elaine is going to be teaching in the mornings on Monday and Wednesdays. Cindy is going to be teaching in the evenings on Mondays and Wednesdays, but they're going to be covering the same stuff. So again, if you need to switch back and forth on Mondays and Wednesdays, that's fine also. Um, so that all said, today is day one, Tuesday, uh, August 26th, and we're covering how Math 133 works. We're not going to do any math today. Oh, dang it. But anyway, so there is one thing I need you to do, and that is fill out the student survey. I dropped that in the chat. It is worth 20 points, so that's important. So I'll drop the link again for anyone who didn't see it. Um, so that's in the chat. You can also find it here in Canvas. Um, and then we have some lecture notes that you'll need to do, and we'll talk about that in a second. Okay. Um, so that all said, day two is not this Thursday. This Thursday, we're not going to have any class. You get the day off August 28th from, at least from me. We will jump in on Tuesday, September 2nd. One of the reasons why we are skipping this Thursday is because we don't, so uh, I have Tuesdays and Thursdays. So next week, Elaine has Mondays and Wednesdays, but there's no class on Monday next week. Next week, Monday is Labor Day. So if I teach Tuesday and Thursday this week, I'll be teaching 2 days. And if I teach Tuesday and Thursday next week, I'll be teaching 2 days, while Elaine's only going to have one day. And so we don't want to get too far ahead. We're going to try to make sure we're in sync. Um, so we're skipping class Thursday, August 28th. Okay. That said, uh, please come to class on day two. We will be covering the chapter two project. Okay. Okay, so there's that. So uh, looking here in Canvas, you guys are already on the Zoom link, so good job there. But if you need to, there is a link to the Zoom class right here. It'll bring you to the same spot. The Zoom link for Math 133 is going to be the same, whether you're coming to the 9:30 or the 6:30 at night. I had to pick, Zoom won't let me put in two different times for a meeting, so it lists it as 9:30, but it's the same Zoom link. Okay. Um, where to get help? You can get tutoring services for free. Here at Jackson College. All of the tutors that they have at the Tutor Center have taken this class and performed really well. They've also gone through training on how to be a good tutor. And so if you are looking for a tutor, that is the best place to do it. Part of the reason why is because we do things a little differently in this class every so often. There might be a formula or two that we're using certain numbers or certain formulas, but other books or other mathematicians or other tutors might do it differently. So I don't want you to lose points for that. So make sure that you are using our methods. And if you come to the tutoring center with Jackson College, like I said, they'll be using the same methods that we use. So um, let's see. So technology and links. Uh, we'll talk about uh, we got to talk about the scanner apps. We'll talk about the videos, StepCrunch. Okay, so we'll come back to this tech stuff. Okay. I want to look at important documents. So important documents, the syllabus. There it is. Um, oh, I can download it or view it. Okay, there we go. So, Math 133. Can we make this bigger? Oh, we can. There we go. So there I am. There's my family. I mentioned my wife and three kids. Um, uh, yeah, my baby is 1 year old now, so she is 14 months. So she's a little older than that, but she's still pretty cute. So um, okay, so I mentioned the meeting times, Zoom. Okay. Here's my contact email information. If you need to email me, great. Um, I don't check my email that often. Part of it is this is a part-time job. Part of it is I'm just bad with emails. So if you need to get a hold of me, Remind is the best place to do that. Okay. If you have not joined Remind, you need to do that. So we have a remind for the class. Um, Elaine, do you want to drop the link to that in the chat for us so that people can join Remind if they have not yet? Um, we are going to be sending announcements through a Remind. We're going to be, if you need to get a hold of me, that's the best way. I did include my cell phone here. If you need to call me or text me on my cell phone, that's fine. Um, I know some instructors don't give out their cell, but I am going to put it here. So go ahead and put that in your phone. If there's ever any kind of emergency, Remind is still the best, but you are welcome to contact me. I mean, don't call me at like 1 a.m., but uh, that's fine. Oh, here's the link. Oh, I can drop that in the chat myself. Sorry. The copy link. Okay, there we go. Okay, so there's the Math 133 link for Remind. Okay, so um how do I want to do this? Do we want to do this way? Um I don't want to miss anything. So uh
Joe, I think the link, when I clicked on it,
yeah.
just took me to Remind. So I'm just gonna also stick
Oh,
the
okay.
what they okay, so you send a text.
Yes. Okay. Thank you, Elaine. Where does this link take us?
Well, on mine, it just like took me to Remind, but maybe I'm thinking it's because I'm already signed up. Mm.
Mm, yeah.
But if you
Okay.
send a text to 81010 and then in the message part, you stick at Matt 033133 with an F,
Okay. Yeah, for
and
F
that'll
for
be our
fall. So,
course.
okay. That's probably the better way to get there. Thank you, Elaine.
Yeah, and yeah, both.
Um, okay, so do I want to keep going? Give me a second. I want to make sure I'm not missing anything. Um, okay. All right. We'll stick with the syllabus then. Okay, so actually no, we're gonna jump over here to we'll come back to the syllabus. Um, okay, so that's it for important documents, and now we're on this. Okay, so uh this class is the schedule is very full. Okay. There is a lot of stuff that we're going to be covering. Okay. So uh, the reason why is because this class transfers to a 4 year uh, course, a 4 year college course. So if you're taking this statistics course and then you're planning on, moving over to a 4 year course after you've done some of your gen eds and get those out of the way, this class will transfer. So there is certain things that we have to cover, and so there's a lot that we're going to be covering here. Okay. So it is very easy to fall behind in this course. And so it's important that you come to the classes and make sure that you're turning things on time. Okay. This class is going to be a little bit different from some of the classes you may have taken before. It's kind of opposite. It's kind of reversed. Okay. So, in a normal class, you when you come to the class session, I'll teach you math. I'll lecture you and show you what's going on. And then at home, you do your homework, right? And that's not what we're doing. It's the opposite. Okay. It's weird. What's going to happen is each day I'm going to be assigning lecture notes. So today I'm assigning these three lecture notes, lecture 1.1, 2.1, and 2.2. Okay. And what you'll do is at home during your homework time, you'll go and you'll watch these lectures, and that's going to cover the material. Okay. Alana is going to be teaching this material on these videos. So, oh, something broke here. Interesting. Okay. Let's see. That's that's different. Okay. So let's see if this one works. Um, So you'll come here and there's videos embedded here in Canvas, or you can click on this link right here and it'll take you over to YouTube. And you will watch that video and you'll fill out your notes. You'll follow along with Alana Tucky. She's going to be teaching the material and you follow along, fill in your notes, and then you'll submit those notes because they're worth points. You'll submit them here in Canvas down here at the bottom. You'll actually upload that uh, for, and that's what you'll do at home on your own time. Okay. Then when you come to class, we will work on homework. Okay. So when you come to class next week, Tuesday uh, on September 2nd, we're going to be working on the chapter two project, and we're going to do that chapter two project in the class, and we're going to work on it all together. And at the end of the class, you'll have that assignment done. You'll be able to upload it, and you'll get 100% because I'm going to make sure that you have all the right answers. Okay, so it's reversed, it's opposite. So I'm not going to be lecturing. Okay, I'll certainly be covering a lot of the math and as we're doing the homework and doing the assignments, making sure that everybody understands what's going on. But you're going to be watching the lectures at home uh, on your own time. Okay, so it's different. Okay, so. Part of that is to make sure that you're set up for success, because some of this material is, you know, might be difficult. And so by us helping you with the assignments, you'll be able to, have a much better chance of passing. Okay. All right. So that all said, there is a lot of work still. Okay. So you have the worksheets to do, projects, you have the lecture notes. So uh, it's important that you come to the classes, okay? Because you can do this chapter two project on your own, okay? And then submit it, okay? But you'll have a much better chance of getting everything correct and scoring well if you come to the class. Okay. Um, okay. So uh, let's see. What am I missing? All right. So I mentioned the student survey. Make sure you fill that out. It is worth points. Uh, in the student survey, it's going to ask for your personal email and your personal cell phone. I would appreciate if you fill those in because, and I won't be using that very often, but if there's ever any time that like our system goes down, like there was like a couple years back that like it wasn't Jackson College, but Jackson like high school district schools, they got hacked and like their entire system was down and like they couldn't even go to class. Like, and if my only way to contact you is through your Jackson College email and everything's down, like I'm not gonna be able to tell you like, hey, there's a problem. So that's why we want you on Remind. That's why I want your personal email, just if there's ever an emergency and I can reach out. We had one student who like for the midterm, like she didn't show up, and I was like, all right, well, I guess I'll give her a call. And she's like, oh no, I was asleep, and so yeah. Okay, so. Uh, let's see. Oh, so other important documents that I missed. So we talked about the syllabus. There's also the course pack. Now you can find a digital copy of the course pack here, okay? But don't print it out, okay? Because it's huge, right? Who's got their course pack already? Hopefully it's a lot of you.
Me.
Yeah, I
Good.
printed mine
I
out.
do.
It's huge, right?
Yeah.
Yep. Very.
Yeah. So so don't print it out. It's like 500 some pages and how much is that going to cost you in ink? That's a lot. It's free from the bookstore, okay? You just go to the bookstore, first floor of the Potter Center, and say you're in Math 133 and they'll give you a copy.
Can
Um
I say something real
so
quick too?
yeah,
Sorry,
go
Joe.
ahead, Elaine.
We had a student yesterday that went and he's here today, needed it to be sent to him, mailed to him. So it's $15 to be mailed
15.
to you. But when you go in there, it has to be ordered online and it tells you that it's $41. But when you put it in the cart, that money goes down to zero and then you're still just asked to spend the $15. So put it in your cart first and then it will show you that you don't have to pay for it, other than the $15 shipping.
Yeah, it is $15 shipping, which is still cheaper than most of the textbooks for a class. But yeah, if you have to pay for the shipping, it's not that bad. But if you can get to the bookstore, the physical bookstore, get a copy, you're gonna need a physical copy because we will be filling things out in the course pack. Okay. So we're not gonna do all of it. We will do most of it. Between Math 133 and Math 033, we will be doing a lot of it, but not everything. Okay. We will do all of the notes. Okay. So as I mentioned with the notes, you will click on one of these links or click on the links here, and it'll take you, there'll be a video in Canvas for you to watch, and you'll actually fill in the notes along with Alana as she's going through it. You'll fill in notes. You can see she's writing in the course pack. Um, and then once you're done filling in the notes, you will upload them to Canvas, and those notes are worth points. Okay.
Can I say
Um,
one more too?
yeah, go ahead, Elaine. Yeah.
In the meantime, until everybody gets it, if you don't have it right now, write on a piece of paper and still keep up and upload that piece of paper to Canvas so that you can still get credit for it.
And that
Because
applies for the lecture notes and the worksheets that we're going to be doing. If you can't, if you can't get a physical copy right now, you're waiting, they're shipping it to you, then, as I said, it's easy to fall behind in this class, and I don't want that to happen. Okay. Um, so write it on a blank piece of paper, write, your answers, and then when you get your physical copy, go back through and you can fill everything in. Because these lecture notes, these are your textbook. Okay. You are going to be constructing your textbook as we go. And we're going to be referring to these lecture notes as we go. Okay. So, yes, thank you, Elaine. Okay, so that is the course pack. So we talked about how the course works. Now, when you go to these videos, these lecture videos, you can watch it in Canvas, um, and the videos are embedded here. Okay, or there's a link that will take you to YouTube. Okay, either way is fine. YouTube has ads. So if you don't want to watch the ads, then you can just watch it here in Canvas. However, in YouTube, when there's a couple videos, so if this is section 2.1, you'll notice that there's a couple videos. YouTube will auto play, so if you start this, you can play all, and it'll play all through all of them one at a time. Canvas, you'll have to go through and click each one. So there's it's up to you. It's the same material. You can do it either way. I will say that so when Alana was recording this, um, and then submitted it on YouTube, like they did something with the audio, like her audio is a little bit quieter. So you might have to turn up your speakers or something, but don't turn them up too high because then when the ads come on, they blare and you blow out your eardrums. So, um, uh, yeah, just be aware of that. So, um, so you'll fill in the notes, and then you'll come down here and you will upload those notes. And the way that you're going to be uploading them is using a a scanner app. Okay, so uh, there's a couple different options. Uh, you can do it with Genius Scan or Adobe Scan or Cam Scanner. Um, I believe there's also a Canvas app. I'm not sure if you can do it on that, but um, I think there was one. There was like a Notes app that didn't work very well. So just be aware of that. So, and if you need help, Elaine and Cindy, they're going to be making sure that everybody has the app and knows how to use it. So, all right, cool. Um, so now going back to these, so you'll notice that uh, I have it listed that these are due on Thursday, the 28th at 6 p.m. Okay. Um, if you can get them done before that, that's going to be beneficial because these lecture notes, like this is the material that you'll need to learn. And Elaine and Cindy are going to be using this material tomorrow in tomorrow's class. They're going to start the worksheets for 2.1 and 2.2. Okay. There's not any worksheets on chapter one. So like this chapter one, 1.1, don't watch all of the chapter one videos. We're going to be assigning the chapter one videos as we go. It's chapter one is all definitions. So if you
We
watch
changed it a little bit this time, so we do have a 1.1 worksheet tomorrow.
what we
But
do, okay, that's
yeah,
fine. But
we'll,
you
we'll
so
give notes on it. Yeah.
yeah, but most of the time for chapter one, we will assign like a chapter one section when we need those definitions. We don't want you to have to watch all of chapter one right now because you're going to forget about those definitions when we get to like chapter six or seven. You're like, I don't remember what this was. Um, so, but yes, each time I assign these lecture videos, they're going to be used at the next Math 033 class. And so it's going to be valuable if you watch them before those classes, even though it's actually due on Tuesdays and Thursdays when my class is. Okay. Um, okay. Uh, so all of my assignments I have listed as due at 6 p.m. on either a Tuesday or Thursday. So like you'll notice that down here on Tuesday, September 2nd, we're going to be covering the chapter 2 project number 1. We're going to be doing that together in class, as I mentioned, and it's going to be due Thursday, September 4th, okay, which is Thursday at 6 p.m. Um, if you turn stuff into me by midnight that day. It might show as late, but that's fine. So if you need a little more time, I'm okay if you turn it in by like midnight the day that it's due. Okay. After that, uh, I'm going to be taking 1 point off each day that it is late. Okay. So you can still turn things in late. Okay. Up to a point. Okay. I believe in my syllabus, I listed that I would accept material until it's 3 weeks late, I believe. Let me double check. I'm going to open my syllabus here. Let's see. Hmm. 3 weeks late. So, any assignment that you turn in after 3 weeks, it's going to be a zero. Okay. So just be aware of that. Okay. Uh, but if you need extra time, like I understand, like, everybody's got families and work and business and, other classes. So I understand that. Okay. Um, that said, um, the people that passed the class are the last semester. Those were the people that were turning things on time. And if you come to the classes, we're going to be, finishing these assignments in the class, and so you'll have it done way before the deadline. Okay. Um, Okay, so mentioned that. Um, okay. Uh, we talked about that. Um, okay. So let's jump back to the syllabus again. Okay. So we can talk about what to expect here. All right. Um, So this course is Math 133. You're also enrolled in Elaine's course, Math 033, which is technically the prerequisite to this class. So you're taking basically two classes at the same time. So Math 033, as I said, that's the prerequisite. It's kind of like if you wanted to take, if you wanted to take Calculus 2, you need to take Calculus 1 first, and you need to pass that. Okay. Um, if you pass my class but don't pass Elaine's class, you technically didn't qualify for passing mine because you didn't actually have the prerequisite. Uh, so just be aware of that. So you need to be working and coming to both. Okay. Okay, so talked about the course pack. We'll look at my stat lab in a second. We talked about that. We'll come back to that. All right, this is what I want to look at, the grading scale. Here it is. Um, so if you are yeah, there we go. Um, so there's a couple ways to that will be scoring points and a couple things that you'll need to do in the class. So participation and notes. So we talked about the notes already. So the notes you need to do 1.1, 2.1, and 2.2. Okay. Um, that's going to be 10%. And participation is coming to the class. Okay. We'll talk about how to do that. Next is classwork. So in the class, we'll be doing worksheets, and those are going to be 20% of your grade. We'll be doing projects. I mentioned on Tuesday, September 2nd, we'll be doing our first project, or chapter 2, project number 1. That's 10%. And then we have the midterm and the final, both of which will be 30%. Okay. So if I did my math right, that should be 100%. You guys can check my math if you don't trust me. Trust the mathematician. Uh, so there we go. So I want to talk about each of these things. All right. So first of all, the notes we already talked about. You'll be doing those notes here in Canvas on your own. So one thing I want to mention is it's important that you find time to do these. Okay. I said like if you can do them before Elaine's class, that's going to be the best. So, like on Tuesday next week, I'm going to be assigning 2.3 and 2.4. And that's because Elaine is going to be using 2.3 and 2.4 information on Wednesday, September 3rd. So, even though these are due September 4th, you'll want to do them as soon as possible. Okay. But that said, you'll need to find some time to do those. Okay. So everyone in this class is here for a reason. Okay. So I know that a lot of you guys are freshmen. This might be your first time in college, or it might be your first college class, um, or you might have a couple different, and this is your first semester. Some of you might be, returning, but uh, in high school, like you're there because you have to be. You right? Um, but you're here at college, you're paying for this class. Maybe your parents, someone is paying for you to be in this class. You're here for a reason, right? It's not just because you love math and statistics. Although I guess maybe that's why you're here. Um, but you might be here because you need this for the nursing program. Maybe you need this because it's just a gen ed, and I need it for graduation. Maybe so. Someone drop me in the chat. Why is it you're taking this class? Um, some brave souls like, why are you here? Um, so with that said, does anybody want to say like why they chose to take this class? Nursing school. Yes, great. So, um, you might need it for a different degree for sonography. Excellent. Thank you, Madeline. So with that in mind, keep that goal in mind, okay? Because uh, you're going to need to set aside some time to go watch these videos, or, if you don't come to class, you might have to set aside some time to do the projects on your own. And uh, with everything that's going on, you might have other classes, you might have a job, a full-time job, you might have kids, or things going on. So a lot of nursing students, excellent. So with that all said, like if you just say like, okay, I'm going to make sure I set aside, 8 p.m. every night from, and that's when I'm going to do math. Okay. Or maybe it's, I'm an early riser. I'm going to get up at 5 a.m. I'm going to get dressed, and then it's, 6 a.m. I'm going to work on math. Okay. Set that time aside for yourself, because if you just say like, okay, when I have some free time, I'll get my math assignment done. That's not going to happen, right? No one wants to use their free time for math, right? There's all kinds of things you could do for with your free time, right? You can go watch some streaming, or you can play some games, or whatever. And so, I play a lot of board games. All of these games back here, I didn't design all of these, but I just have tons of board games. I love playing games, and I don't want. I mean, I like math, but if I had to choose between a math assignment and doing something else, like, you are here for a reason. You have a goal. Okay. And so to accomplish that goal, you're going to need to schedule the stuff in your life, because if you don't have that discipline, uh, then you're not going to get things done, and fall behind, and then that's no good. Okay. All right. So I'll get off my soapbox. And so we already talked about the lecture notes. Okay. So the other part was notes and participation, okay, for 10%. So the participation is what you're doing right now. You come to class. Come to class, put some stuff in the chat. Say like, when I say like, what's the answer to this question? You type it in, and you're good. Okay. You can't just come to class and listen, or just ignore everything. You can't just be a name on the screen. You do have to participate. But if you come to class, you'll get those participation points. Okay. Tuesdays and Thursdays. Now you don't even have to come both days. Okay. Um, to get your participation points for the week, you have to come to one of my classes. Okay. You can come to the Tuesday morning class, or the Tuesday evening, Thursday morning, Thursday evening, one class per week, and you'll get your participation points. Okay. Now, uh, if you don't come to my class one week and you still want those participation points, you'll need to go to the discussion board. Oh no, I don't have the discussion board. I got to make sure I have that published. So, all right. So, good news. Good news. You don't have, everybody got their participation points this week. Nobody has to do discussion boards. I need to make sure I get that published. So there will be at the top, there will be a link to a discussion board. And if you miss both classes that week, it'll say week one, or whatever week it is, discussion board. And you'll need to go on there. There will be a topic. You'll read through that. There might be a video to watch, and you will post answers to questions from that discussion board. Okay. Um, in addition to that, uh, you'll have to reply to two other people that also posted on the discussion board. So the discussion board is extra work. So it's easier just to come to class. Just come to class and participate. You got a much better, it'll go much better. But do you have to come to class to pass this course? No, you do not. You can, except for today, and the midterm and the final, you can skip all of these classes, okay, and still pass. It's just that you'll need some extra discipline, some extra, effort to make sure that you are doing those discussion boards every week, make sure that you are doing the lecture notes, and make sure that you're doing the worksheets and the projects. you're going to have to get those right on your own, as opposed to coming in class where I'm going to give you all the answers. Okay. Madeline, will you be teaching the same content on your Tuesday classes versus your Thursday classes, or are they going to be the same material? So uh, they will be different material on Tuesdays and Thursdays. So the best would be if you come Tuesday and come Thursday. Do you have to come both morning and evening? No, you do not. So Tuesday morning and Tuesday night will be the same. Thursday morning will be new material, and then Thursday night will be that same material again. Hopefully that answers your question. Okay. So the easiest way to do it is I'll look at Tuesday the 9th, we're going to be covering the Chapter 3, Project 1. Thursday, September 11th, we'll be covering Chapter 3, Project 3. We're going to be skipping Project 2, I guess. So we're going to be covering 2 different projects that week on days 4 and 5. So do come to both if you can. Okay. Or you'll have to find time to do those on your own. So, okay. So the discussion board will be there. I'll shoot a reminder announcement out once I've got that published. Sorry about that. The good news is nobody needs to do discussion boards week 1 because you're here. It's day 1. It's week 1. You're good to go. Okay. Okay. That's how to watch the videos. That's how to fill in the notes. That's how to get your participation points. Kayla typically work Tuesdays and a few Thursdays until 7:30. It would be okay to join late and rewatch my miss. So I will be recording a lot of the material. And so I will be posting the recording right here in day 1. It'll be above the assignments. And so you can come and you can watch the recording. Um, uh, as far as joining at 7:30, that's probably too late because uh, we start at 6:30, and there's times where we're actually going to be done early. There's times where we might actually be done by 7:30. Um, so yeah, in that case, just watch it on the video, okay, on the recording. Okay. Okay. So let's jump back to the syllabus. That was participation and notes. Okay. Next is the worksheets, which are the classwork. Okay. And I'm going to talk about the worksheets and the projects together because they're pretty similar. Okay. So the worksheets and the projects are going to be here in class, as I mentioned. So September 2nd, we're going to do chapter 2, project 1. And then on Thursday, September 4th, we're going to do the chapter 2 review, which is a worksheet. Okay. So we'll do projects, we'll do worksheets. I tried to have just one thing each day. It looks like September 18th is going to be a busy day. We have a worksheet and a project, but most of the time it'll just be one thing. So really the only difference between the worksheets and the projects is the worksheets are in the course pack, and we'll write the answers on the paper. Most of the projects are Google Sheets that you'll just do online. Okay. Some of the projects, the other difference is that the projects actually give you an opportunity to do experiments and do math on your own. Okay. We'll still be working together and we'll still make sure we fill everything out, but your answers will be a little different from mine on the projects. Okay. And that's fine. Okay. Um, so some of the worksheets that we don't finish, like the uh, sample midterm, um, the sample midterm exam is big, and so we might not cover it in a single class. And so in those cases, we'll cover some of those missed worksheets in the O33 class with Elaine and Cindy. Okay. Or you might have to do them on your own. Okay. Um, and then once you've done one of the worksheets, so we're doing them on paper from the course pack, you will submit it. So for example, let's look at this worksheet here. You will scan it to PDF and you'll upload it here in Canvas. Okay. So in the welcome email, it talked about how to, scan things to PDF. I mentioned you can use Genius Scan or Adobe Scan or Cam Scanner. Okay. And it's basically just an app on your phone. You'll take a picture uh, and you'll upload that. Okay. Um, by the way, when you are uploading the notes, make sure you're only uploading the notes for that section. Okay. Don't upload the entire course back. The course back is huge. Okay. You're going to break Canvas. Okay. If I have to download the entire course pack every time you submit notes, it's not going to be good. Okay. Um, okay. So that's the worksheets and the projects. So next is the midterm and the final. Okay. So we'll cover those together. So, um, the midterm is Thursday, October 16th. Okay. So I'm telling you that now. Go ask for that time off. Okay. Thursday, October 16th. Okay. You can come to the uh you can come to the 9 a.m. class or you can come to the 6 p.m. class, but um uh make sure that you have that, ask for that time off from work, make sure you find childcare, make sure that you have, your house is going to be quiet, you're going to be able to focus, okay? Um Thursday, October 16th for the midterm. The final exam is December 11th, Thursday, December 11th. So same thing. Go ask for that time off now. Okay. Um, so and you can't take it a different day. You have to take it on those days. Now, that's if you're taking it with me. There's two ways that you can take the exam. You can take the exam with me um in the normal Zoom. Okay. Uh, or you can take it at the testing center. Okay. So if you take it at the testing center at Jackson College, you can take it almost any time that week. Okay. So I will be providing the tests for the midterm and the final to the testing center, and you can take it Tuesday, October 14th or the 15th or the 16th or Friday, October 17th. Okay. So you can take it any of those days. So, um, and uh, when you do it at the testing center, you'll just come to the testing center with your, whatever stuff you're bringing to the exam, and they'll check you in. You'll take the exam, and then they'll send it to me. Okay. So, if you do it at the testing center, again, you still need to take that time off of work, or you still need to make sure that you've got the time set aside, but you have a little more flexibility in when you take it. Okay. So, anytime that week, October 14th, 15th, 16th, and 17th. Now, if you want to take it Friday, October 17th, their Friday hours are a little shortened, so make sure you contact them. And we'll talk more about this as the midterm gets closer. But if you're hoping to take it, Friday at 4 p.m., that's probably not going to work out. Okay. But yeah. Now, as far as the testing center goes, there's no limit on the time if you take it at the testing center. I mean, they do close. I think they close at 6 p.m. But if you come at noon and you need to take more than a couple hours, more than 3 hours, then you have plenty of time, as long as you need. Okay. Um, if you want to take the test with me in Zoom, then I will be starting the exam on noon that day, or sorry, at 9 that day and going until noon. So you have 3 hours. So if you as we're going through this material, if you're struggling with it, or if have taken tests before and you know that you need a little more time, do it at the testing center. Okay, that's going to be the easiest. Um, if you can't get there though, if you can't go to the Jackson College, like I understand, so it's just that I can't. I have another job. I work full time, so I'm not going to be able to stay on Zoom with you all day long. Okay, so if you want to take it in the evening, we'll start at 6 p.m. and we'll go till 9, so it's still only 3 hours. Okay. Most of the time, that's enough time, but if you need more time, take it to the testing center. Um, during the test, you're not going to be able to, chat or text or anything like that. And you'll need to make sure that you have a webcam. So right now, everybody's, got their camera off, and that's totally fine. That's great. That's not a problem. Okay. Uh, during the exam, I need to be able to see your screen so that I know that you're not going on, Chat GPT or going and, emailing for help or anything like that. I need to be able to see the screen, and I need to be able to see you as well. So I need to be able to see that you are not texting someone or you are using some kind of app or anything like that. Okay. So uh, if you don't have a webcam, you can purchase one. It's like $15. Uh, some people, they join on their computer, and then they also join on their phone, and they use their phone as the camera. That's fine, but I need to be able to see you and your workspace. Okay. And if you don't want to have to do all of that, then yeah, just go to the testing center. That's the easiest. So, that makes it a lot easier. So there you go. So if you, by the way, if you miss the midterm, if you do not take the midterm, then unfortunately you will be dropped from the course. So make sure you set that time aside. Okay. Um, okay, so let's see. All right, we talked about the midterm. We talked about the final. Um, Zoom session. We talked about the videos and the participation. I'll get the discussion boards published. We talked about classes. We talked about projects. During the final exam and the midterm, you will be able to bring a couple things to help you. You'll be able to bring a 8.5 by 11 piece of paper with whatever you want on it, front and back. So you can write down important notes, important steps, important formulas, things like that. And you'll also be able to bring in your course pack, there is a exam notes packet. It is yellow, and you'll be able to bring that to both exams. And it has all kinds of useful information. Okay. And we'll actually be talking about that in the course as we go. Okay. Um, okay. So there's that. No extra credit. We talked about late. Uh, so if you turn something in late, I'm not going to count it late until it's, after midnight, the day it's due. But it'll be a point off each day, and then don't turn anything. I won't accept anything more than 3 weeks late. Now, that said, if you just completely disappear, okay, for 2 weeks, the government has a policy that if you are just vanished for 2 weeks, that you'll get dropped from the course. Okay. So if you're not in the class at all, you haven't turned in any of the lecture videos or lecture notes or projects or anything for 2 weeks, then you'll get dropped from the course. So that's important because you might need this class not just because you know you need it for nursing school or you need it for your program, nutrition or whatever, but you also need it because you need to be full time. If you have this course and you get dropped from it and you're no longer considered full time, that can affect your housing, that can affect sports. You might not be eligible if you're to keep playing. It can affect scholarships. So be aware of that. Okay. Um, do you have to come to class? No, you do not. I mentioned that earlier. It is possible to pass this course without attending. Okay. Um, but if you're going to do that, you need to keep turning things in. Okay. Um, so I'm going to be a little more diligent about making sure people are dropped after 2 weeks of no contact. Okay. Um, now, if this course starts to be too much, and you're like, oh my God, I did not know what I was signing up for. This is a lot to do. Okay. And it is. Okay. This course is no joke. Okay. We're gonna be covering some some complicated topics in statistics. And statistics is not everybody's favorite thing to do either, right? I love math, okay, but I don't know if everybody else loves math. Actually, in college, I loved my math classes. I did not love the statistics classes. Um, and that's not to scare anybody. I I just it didn't click for me. So I think I figured out why. If you're a mathematician and you get a degree in math, what can you do with that? Well, you can teach, or you can be a mathematician, but there's not a lot of mathematician jobs. When I worked at the NSA, that's the most um, uh, that's the employer that employs the most mathematicians in the US, the NSA. Um, but if you're a statistician, you can do a lot with a statistician degree. Okay. Statistics is very useful, and there are lots of degrees out there, or lots of jobs out there for statisticians. So I think what it was is the really good mathematicians, like they keep teaching, and the really good statisticians, they don't. So I think that's what the issue is in college, like the people who teach statistics are not good teachers. So I'm going to try to make sure that I'm doing a better job than my uh, statistics professors. So part of the issue is that I want to make sure that it's clear like why we need this material or why. So I'm going to be using a lot of real world examples and trying to connect it to actual things, because if you're just learning formulas and stuff, you're like, I don't know why I need this, then it's not going to stick as well. So okay. Anyway, so I'm getting off topic. If this class does start to get to be too much, and you're considering dropping it, feel free to talk with me or talk with Elaine. But dropping it is okay, depending on your situation. If you need to drop the course, like you'll want to do it before last day to withdraw, and it will show up as a W on your transcript, but it won't count against your GPA, right? So if you fail the course, if you just completely bomb the course and you get a 0 or 0.5 on your GPA, that's going to hurt your overall uh, college GPA. Okay. And there are places that do look at that. But if you withdraw, then the W will still be on your transcript, but it's not going to count against you. Okay. It's not going to count as a 0. Okay. Um, and I myself, I when I was in college, my first semester, I was like, oh, I love learning, I love class, I love school, so I'm gonna take 18 credits, and it's gonna be great. And I had to withdraw from a class. There was a class that was just too much, and so I have a W on my transcript. And some people say that the W stands for wisdom, knowing that this is not for me. So. Um, but most of you, as we talked about earlier, you have a goal. You're here for a reason. So if you are trying to pass the class, the best way to do it is come to the Zoom sessions, because if you come to the Zoom session, you'll get 100% on your projects, on your classwork, on your participation, and there you go. Okay, so that's huge. Okay, so there's all that. What am I missing? StatCrunch. Okay, so um, we are not going to be using calculators in this class, but we're also not going to be doing math by hand. That'd be crazy, right? So there's two places that we are going to be doing uh, our math, and the first is Desmos. Desmos is an online calculator, so if you need to figure out what 30 times 90 is, 30, oh, I should probably be able to do that in my head, but 30 times 90, yeah, I mean, maybe should have picked a harder one. But anyway, so there you go. So there's Desmos. Um, so the other place that we're going to be going online to do our math is StatCrunch. Okay. So I believe Elaine already covered a lot of this to make sure that everybody's on it.
Yeah,
But if, yeah,
I'd be interested
Marlene.
to see if anybody struggled yesterday because we did cover that in class by going through our Access Pearson. So did anybody struggle with that, or does anybody need help getting onto my stat lab? Once you're
I
there,
still
the only,
do. I
okay,
do.
you still do, Nyla?
Yeah.
Okay.
Good.
Did you figure out what it was? What
Not
message?
yet. I
Okay.
just was able to get all my canvas on my computer, so let me see if I can do it again.
Okay, just follow those steps through Access Pearson and let me know if you're having trouble. But the only thing we're going to use after that is what Joe's talking about is StatCrunch. So once you're in my stat lab, then you can just use the StatCrunch links. But please, like, send me a message through here while Joe's talking if you're struggling with getting Access Pearson to work.
Okay.
So this link, Access Pearson, here in Canvas, we're only going to click on this one time, uh, as Elaine mentioned. So once you've clicked on that, it's gonna give you the link. And open Pearson, and you're going to put in your username. So you're going to create an account. Your username, you need to use your at my.jccmi.edu email. And everyone in the course has already been signed up for it, and it is free. Okay, so if you hit a paywall, stop. Do not pay for Pearson or StatCrunch. Okay, it is free. You'll need to contact the Jet Store. Let me know, and I will get you that contact information. They came and talked to us and made and said we had a student pay, and now we have to refund them, and that's not what we want to do. So, you'll hit create account and uh, fill in your Jackson College email, and you only need to do that one time. Okay. After that, you'll just type in statcrunch.com. Oh, where did it not go? There we go. And here it is. This is statcrunch.com. And up here, sign in or register, and I'll put in my Pearson information. By the way, when you pick your password, make sure you write it down or you remember it or it's something that you will have because you'll be able to use StatCrunch on the midterm and the final exam. So I don't want to hear when you come to the midterm, you're like, oh, I don't remember how to get into StatCrunch. I'm not gonna be able to help you. So make sure it is an email that you will remember or sorry, a password. Write it down, that's fine. Okay. And then you'll click on Open StatCrunch. And here it is. It looks kind of like Excel, but it's going to be able to and it does a lot of the same things Excel can do. Excel can do statistics, but this is going to be able to do uh you know uh standard deviations, and it's going to be able to do some graphing for us and probabilities and stuff like that. Well, I have to create another account using okay. If you have already signed up in some other way, Jade, then that's fine. As long as you can get to StatCrunch, then you're fine. If you've taken a different course where you used StatCrunch and you have access, then that's fine. Okay. Um, so Nyla's still having some issues. Uh, so let's see. Um, so I think Nyla, are you going to be coming to Elaine's class tomorrow? Elaine, will you be able to
Yes.
look
Yeah.
into that,
You
or do
should,
you want me?
what message do you get when
You want to share? You want to
It's
share your
not a
screen, Nyla?
message. I can let me try to turn.
Hmm.
So
So I
it
can see. Yep,
literally
I can see.
just
So you'll need to hit. Was there a register button up above where you enter your name?
yeah.
Did you
hmm
click on register? Click on register.
hmm I did.
Okay. Can I see your screen again? Register or renew.
both?
Okay. Oh,
What does it say? What do I do?
It doesn't look like you're registered yet. Did you use a username and password? Did you put that in?
Yeah, but it doesn't. It's not letting me register. It doesn't have like any. Um.
All right. So Nyla, I have a couple more topics to finish, and then we'll have when
Yeah, we'll
everybody
try
else
and help.
drops off, uh I'll help you make sure we get in there, okay?
Yeah.
So, okay, so yeah, the last couple things. In the course pack, that's where you are going to find your notes. It's where you'll find the test packet that you can bring to the tests and the worksheets. So I would recommend getting two binders, two three-ring binders. The course pack should already have holes punched for you. So if you have the notes in one binder and your worksheets in another, that's my recommendation. That's what I've been doing. Um, so make sure you get the course pack. And let's see, I think that might actually be it. Uh, so yeah, any questions before we wrap it up this morning? So Nyla, we'll help you in a second. Are there any other questions about uh, StatCrunch or about the class or expectations?
I need some help with my stat crunch as well because it's asking
Okay,
for a code or it's like asking me to pay to
okay,
register.
okay. So I will help you with that as well.
Are you clicking on
Um,
Access Pearson?
So I finished that like I registered for that one and then I went over to the stat crunch and then I did sign in. And then I used the same username and password and then it didn't go through. So then I was like, okay, I have to hit register. So then I went to register and it's saying purchase or redeem access code.
okay.
Ugh.
So yeah, for everyone who's still struggling with StatCrunch, we'll stay on the call. For those of you who have been able to get in, make sure you fill out your student survey. Make sure you do the lecture notes. And we're going to skip class on Thursday, and I will see you on Tuesday, September 2nd. Okay?
And I hope to see everybody tomorrow, if possible.
Yes,
If you can't
absolutely.
attend live, I'll post my video, but
Yeah.
we have class tomorrow too.
Um, Yeah, so Kayla, the survey is in Google Forms. So when you fill it out, it will not register in Canvas that you did it. I have to go in and write down, like look at your result, look at who filled it out in Google Forms, and then go into Canvas and say and score those. So you won't actually see that it's been turned in until I actually grade it. Okay, so that one you don't need to worry if it's saying it's late, it's due, don't worry about it. Okay. Okay, so then in that case, I'm going to stop the recording and we'll work on StatCrunch for those of you who still need help with that.